Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 Battle for the Bosporus, playing as the Ottoman Empire, currently fighting against the Germans. Really need to make a push around Berlin and try to surround that quick, because we're making grounds in quite a few areas, and that's great. We're also losing ground in a few areas, like let's say down over here, which of course is currently completely undefended, and it's going to result in some supplies getting started to, choke off and such up over here, and that could be a bit of a disaster. So, a little concerned about myself over on my eastern flank. Easiest way to solve that, take down Berlin quick. Actually, not take it down. Surround Berlin so they can't regenerate any of their supply. And then we start pushing them out. Been thinking a lot about how we are going to continue approaching the rest of this campaign. Germans first, like that's the obvious thing. Figure out how we're going to take out the Germans. Not going to capitulate them until I feel like I am ready, because then we're going to have to worry about the Allies regaining a lot of allies in France, the Low Countries, Denmark, etc. So, got to be very careful about our timing, again, but Germans first, then I'm thinking UK, not Japan. Japan actually is serving a purpose and being a slight distraction against the USA, and is not able to hurt me right now unless they do a naval invasion. So I'm not as worried about Japan as much as I am about the UK. They will continue to be an issue. So that's going to be the plan, but first things first, we got to finish these guys off. So we're getting in over here, we're going to surround and kill these guys, which is going to let me free up a lot more troops to make pushes around France, and that's nice, but not crucial. This is where the fight really needs to take place, and I am getting spread way too thin at the moment. We're also being spread way too thin over here. Like, this is a massive front line to worry about, and the only thing I can hope to do is really cut these guys off, so that I actually am able to just push with impunity against these guys. That's really my only hope. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm going to have you guys come up over here and go and assist in this fight. Morocco finally capitulates. That's great. Since we're going to be fighting the UK, though, I guess where I'm going with this. Since we're fighting against the UK going forward, we do need to think a bit about our long-term strategy and how we're going to finish them off. I don't think there's any way in heck I'm going to be able to contend with their navy. They just got way too many ships through and through. I think my only hope is going to be going for air dominance, and a lot of it. We can try making subs, and subs are going to be helpful right now, but I think air dominance is my only real hope. For that, we need to be getting a lot more naval bombers. So I'm going to make these guys into a bit of a priority, I think, right now up here. I was going to. Let's see. How are we going to do this? We want to pull off a little bit on tanks. I think we want to pull off a little bit on tanks a couple of times. Then we can get some more over here. But, yeah, naval bombers and fighters. The only hope I have right now is to be able to do some paradrops. But if not that, at least soften up their navy a lot using the naval bombers once I control France. I think that's my only hope. I can produce bombers quickly. I cannot produce enough ships quickly. That's just not a thing. Okay, well, we should be deploying some troops over here who hopefully will be okay. They're retreating into grounds that I can hold on to. This is fine. Why? Where are you going? They're all deploying in the wrong place. I'm not really sure what they think they're doing. These naval invasion orders are apparently stupid, and I hate them. So we're going to go ahead and instead send everybody to just join up in one simple front line like so. We're going to entrench like heck in these ports. And as these guys arrive, we'll be able to go for a little bit of a push somewhere. I just want to gain some ground along here, I think. Hold this until we want to redeploy some troops. They by themselves will not be able to end anything against Lisbon. These guys are taking huge amounts of attrition now, so this is when we want to go ahead and start making some pushes this way. And that's exactly what we are going to do. They can't really resist me in any meaningful way. They're going to take lots and lots of attrition. So we should be able to tighten the noose on them. We're losing ground in the mountains up over here against Spain, which is irritating. How are we looking over here? No. Looking for any weak spots. The Germans really have enough forces they can continue to be annoying against me. They really do. We may have to abandon Romania and pull all these guys forward just to focus hard on taking out Berlin. I hate to say it, but I think that's exactly what we need to do. You attack up here. Let's burn him down. All right. Factories. Good. So, as much as I liked tanks, tanks are no longer quite as critical as they were, simply because I think the air dominance is going to be what ends up winning me the game more than anything else. So, we are going to be focusing mostly on that, I think. Yeah, let's focus on the naval bombers to start. But then after that, hard on fighters. Get loads of them and see what we can do after that. Yeah? A whole load more infantry just finished training up. Okay, that's actually really good timing. I'm going to send you guys, I think, mostly to continue reinforcing this line, believe it or not, because this is where I'm going to have the most trouble as I get spread thin pushing up around Germany and Berlin, if we can pull that off. As long as we can entrench over here, my 40 combat widths should be able to do the job. So we're going to clear all this up, and that's going to free up a load more troops. The question then is, do I continue going against Spain? Or do I focus some of these troops to just entrench over here so I have more pushing power in France before the Allies take too much more? It really doesn't matter, because the only thing that matters is actually being able to take out Berlin. And I mean that literally. The only thing that matters is being able to take out Berlin. We're going to send you guys to push up this way, see if we can start clearing out a little bit of ground. You're going to counterattack up over here. You're going to counterattack in Poznan and try to take that back. Looks like we can do that no problem whatsoever. Okay. Yeah, the 40 combat widths definitely bring death. But we have to do our job and back them up, right? Right. Finished researching the Koch-Panzerkampfwagen. Are we researching German tanks? Is that what's happening over here? I don't know. So I continue going for the medium tanks if I wanted, but I think it is better in this case for me to go ahead and start researching the upgrades to fighters, since I've committed to that being my primary victory. Look at that, though. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Even the Air Force is going to be borderline impossible for me to win. We need to have unbelievable, overwhelmingly superior tanks. Unbelievably overwhelming tanks if we're going to have a chance. Holy crud. You know, I really was feeling super duper good, and I still do feel like we got a good chance at winning this, but, after all we've managed to accomplish, like, there's still ways we can lose here. And it may end up coming down to the naval game and the air game, which I've neglected way too long in favor of just maintaining the land campaign. Yikes, dude. Okay, I'm just going to start manually taking control of a lot of these fights. We're getting the reinforcements we need up here to actually just make a sustained push to Berlin. We're losing some ground over here in Spain. We're losing ground in France. And we're definitely losing all of our ground off to the east. But all that matters is Berlin. So this is what I'm going for. I'm going to start manually controlling every one of these. Forget letting the AI handle it. They're not smart enough. We're just going to win. Dang it. That's all I got. Push, push, push. We're going for broke. Switzerland joins the Allies. Oh, that is a problem. That's a huge problem. Okay. So I'm about to get attacked from my back door over here. Oh, crap. So I need to be able to quickly redeploy some troops for this. I think yellow's not going to do a very good job, but it's the best I got. We're going to pull you guys back. I'm going to have to let teal handle this, I think. We may even have to pull back from Toulouse. You guys need to set up around Switzerland ASAP. And they're camels. It's not like they're going to be very good, but all I can do is hope to contain them. Maybe they'll push back on the Germans a little bit over here, too, and that ends up causing some issues for them. I don't know. But I know that that ain't good. So I think I'm going to abandon Toulouse. Because I would rather not have to maintain this narrow threshold where I can get attacked and surrounded pretty badly. I'd rather just go ahead and back the heck out. Narrow out my front line a little bit. That's going to be the way to go. We're getting really close to Berlin, by the way. Really close to Berlin. Some paratroopers have finished training up. Don't think I can make a lot of use of them right now, so long as the Germans and the Allies combined have a superior air force. So we're going to have to leave them alone for the time being. Oh gosh, you guys have left Berlin open. Okay, hang on. So we're going to push up here towards Stettin. We're going to try to prevent these guys from reinforcing it pretty much at all. You are going to come over here. You guys, I can try pushing over this direction. Does that look like a giant artillery to you? I think it's anti-air platforms. Pretty sure that's exactly what it is, actually, yeah. Let's see if we can move you over this way. We're going to try to just surround Berlin. We're getting really close. Come on. I'm seeing the Allies make several more pushes along the west coast of the Germans and the Spanish. The Germans are definitely losing a lot of ground over here, which is great. You guys have lost some troops, apparently. You've been encircled somehow. I'm not really sure how you did that, but you did. Need you guys to keep holding that line, if at all possible. Oh boy. Not feeling good. We're losing troops here and there. Not a ton, but we are losing some. Engineer companies. A little bit of extra entrenchment could actually be very helpful. Okay, we've managed to cut off the forces of the Germans in the east and the west. Completely split them apart, which means they're starting to rapidly redeploy their troops up over here to try and find a vulnerable point where they can punch through and start defending Berlin. But that does mean that all the troops over here, as dangerous as they are no longer going to be a major threat to me. I am very concerned about seeing so many of the allies back. Highly concerned about that. That means that I didn't manage to destroy quite as much of the allies as I thought, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised about. The allies do tend to have, you know, an absolute ton of manpower and equipment to work with. The allies are strong. Underestimate the allies at your own peril. I just kind of thought we had done a really good job of encircling massive armies and crushing them, but it could be that the Germans literally are just abandoning the front line in order to defend Berlin, and that's why the allies are making some pushes successfully. No idea. Either way, we're still going for that encirclement. Man, tanks are slow in the forests. Good lord. Alright, so 40 combat with super tanks still aren't quite able to punch through all of that as aggressively as I might have liked. Still, looks like we are going to be able to push through some of this. I need you guys to come up over here. Any vulnerable points in the mountains? Honestly, I'd say no. The Swiss still haven't been called in despite joining the Allies. Honestly, that's good for me. Can you get over here real quick and just take out Montpellier? Because it looks like the Spanish may be backing off or maybe pushing up toward Berlin. Actually, I wonder if the Spanish are pulling their forces off with the goal of saving Berlin. I see the US is making a push over here. Time for you guys to go. Red should be on the way because we just finished off the rest of Africa, so they're going to take a bit. But they're coming right now. What do we just gain over here? More paratroopers? Awesome, a few more of those. As far as our fighters and everything else that we need, well, I do think it comes down to just needing an absolute stinking ton of fighters, so we're going to focus on that, and I have problems in that I can't really trade for a lot of my rubber, because guess what? We're fighting against the Japanese. So this might be a point where I need to start researching refineries that I can start producing my own rubber, somehow, maybe? Did a lot of troops just retreat over this way? Because I feel like they did. Well, let's just get up through here in Danzig and make sure we clear all this nonsense out. Paratroopers 3 are done and upgraded. Good, so when they're done, that's the max upgrades I could possibly expect from any of them. If we could possibly... Some Special Forces capacity multipliers could make a difference, but again, unless we get the air superiority, I suppose it doesn't really matter. So to that extent, it may be time for me to go ahead and research some air doctrines. We're already working on these, which are the most important. Let's go for strategic destruction to go for... Well, let's see. I think I want strategic destruction. I do think that's going to help me the most as far as getting the air superiority and such that we're going to need. So we're going to go ahead and spend some experience points to speed that along. We are about to complete the encirclement of Berlin. It's right here. This is going to be it. Need a little bit more power. There it is. Okay, the rest of you guys are now going to go over here and attack. And let's just kind of spread this out as much as we can to ensure that we have a good wide spread. We're about to encounter the Allies once again, which is hilarious. How much longer until we're done with our compliance? 56 days until we have compliance with the Germans, and they're going to have to give up. Okay. So truth be told, I no longer care a ton about pushing over in this direction. I mean, we could. The other thing we can do is just send some troops over here to try and prevent them advancing any more into my core territory. They're making really strong pushes out over here. I wanted you guys up over here, but now I'm starting to think that you guys need to just fall back into the mountains or something and just hold this for the time being. We'll worry about the rest later. Blue, I feel like the same deal is probably true. That said, I think... Do you even have a front line over here? It's hard to tell if this is the same. Or if that's supposed to be a purple. I think it is supposed to be blue, so we'll go ahead and assign all of you guys over here as well. Like so, and we're going to get rid of this front line, and the reason being, again, I'll hold these guys off in the east so they don't, you know, cut me off, but I want to have a lot of offensive divisions ready to go to fight back against the Allies, because here they come, dang it, here they come. Alright, we've entrenched ourselves relatively nicely over here. The Spanish were able to push off the assault down by Gibraltar, so now they've sent everything they've got after me. Notice, by the way, that a lot of them are pretty low supply, though, which makes me think that they are ripe for the picking and don't have a lot of infantry equipment to go around. So, we're going to go ahead and start situationally making a few pushes in that direction as well. This lack of rubber is going to put a very serious damper in my plans, isn't it? Well, we do need some more artillery. I'm starting to run lower on that than I would like. Oh boy. Yeah, there's really nothing we can do as far as getting more rubber, unless maybe Berlin had some they were working on. I don't know. I mean, maybe they had some refineries with that capability. And we can steal a few of those. That'd be great if so. I kind of doubt it, though. Where do I want to fight against the Allies? Well, I definitely want to hold the river around Hamburg as much as possible. So maybe we make a push up toward Denmark as quickly as we can. They're starting to make some pushes up in Norway, which doesn't surprise me, but that's not a big deal. When do we want to pull the plug on the Germans and make them die? Probably as soon as I'm done with my compliance, truth be told. I was planning on holding this, but if the Allies already are making progress over here, it'd be better just to be done fighting the Germans so I really can rush everything I've got to pushing these guys further out of Europe. That might be my best hope. So yeah, I think that's going to be what we end up doing. The Spanish are holding together surprisingly well, considering I feel like these guys should be dead. And yet somehow they're holding their ground and they're actually pushing these guys pretty well. Notice again, though, so little equipment for the Spanish. I'm very confident they're dying here. Very confident. Let's go ahead and start making pushes up in France again while we can, because I want to hold as much ground in preparation to deal with the Allies as I can. You guys can push these guys out, doing fine. Yeah, just a few little probing attacks here and there. Let's just go ahead and take advantage of the Germans' weakness. Grab as much of France as we can before we have to cede ground. Whole bunch more offensive units have been trained up. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take just a handful of you. I think 6 is what we want. We'll assign you guys up over here. And let's see, I can take 6 more. Let's see, that should be about 6 right there. And we'll send you guys to join up with blue. And that leaves 8 more to go around. Let's see, 1 will go here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Let's see, you go here. And we'll take a bunch of you, and we're going to send you guys... I don't know. I'm going to rearrange these guys, obviously, but let's send some troops to actually go and assist in a few different fronts. I really think they must have changed how supplies work or something, and I missed a patch note, because after taking Berlin, it sure as heck seems to me like the Germans are just as supplied as before. Which would imply to me that this is a completely pointless endeavor, and we might as well just go ahead and finish them off and bring more troops up to the front line. So, let's just go ahead and do exactly that. Well, wait, no. Just thought about something. Hang on. All of you stop. Stop. There we go. Maybe, I don't remember, do we have to be in the same state in order to finish up the collaboration government? Maybe we can at least wait for that. We'll wait 1 month. Then we'll take down Berlin real quick. I'm not sure what happened, but all of a sudden we just lost 100 steel. I think maybe the Germans just captured my steel up in, yeah, they just captured a load of my steel up here in the Soviet territories. Okay, well that sucks. Yeah, all the more reason we need to finish this off. I don't think taking Berlin is enough to finish off the Germans, by the way. They've still got way too many victory points in their core territories, but we're making pushes down here toward that. Managed to grab Prague, which will help a little bit. So that's good. We're finishing off a few more troops over here, but lo and behold, we got some new friends to worry about. This is great. Let's go ahead and start building out some serious radar. I have a feeling we are going to need a lot of it against the Allies pretty soon. My god, this is turning into such an exhausting slog. A lot of the Germans are starting to take attrition in their own territory. Maybe I'm wrong and the Berlin strat still does work. They are running low on organization pretty badly. They are taking some attrition and so on. If I were to attack from right here, we can take a look at this and see... No, they're considered to be out of supply. Okay, no, I think the Berlin strategy does still work, which is good. That's very good. You guys should all be taking lots of attrition too. Yeah, so they're going to be unable to make much more progress is the good news. So while the Germans have annoyed me with their pushes in Russia, all these troops have been effectively out of the war because I gave them free reign, and now they're all taking attrition and they're all going to die unable to do much of anything. Good, good, good. 10 days left. Gosh, this entire video I've been recording for almost an hour and a half. So far has been me desperately micromanaging here in preparation for a fight against the Allies, and we are starting to now engage against them, so there's a lot over here to worry about. But also just waiting for this final end push against the Germans. Something I would like to do, I think I'll be able to. Let's go over here toward, like, Munich and stuff, by the way, because I'm pretty sure that if they have no organization, this is the time to just go ahead and grab as many victory points as we can. So we're going to go ahead and grab things like Augsburg and Strasbourg, Ulm and so on. Stuttgart, yeah, why not? Anyway, so, what was I saying? I've lost it. I hate when I get distracted on a thought and then I lose everything. Oh, these guys are pushing up here still. How irritating. Yeah. So we'll be able to finish this off. I do think that there's... Oh, this is what I was going to say. There's an achievement for being in the same faction as Germany and Austria. So what we may want to do is actually try to puppet Germany, which makes sense in this case if we are going to have some compliance for collaboration. Same thing we did with Russia. We can always annex them later. But also, if we can release Austria and puppet Germany and they're all part of the same faction, I think we get another achievement. It's not exactly the reformation of the Central Powers that the game wanted me to do, but, I mean, it's still pretty cool. So we'll try for it. We'll see if we can do that. Oh, yeah. At this point, the Germans have officially given up. They've pulled all their troops out of the Alps. I'm now able to move up through Munich completely unopposed. That's great. We've got Salzburg. Let's go over to Regensburg over here, just so we can clear some of that stuff out. We'll go ahead and push off this direction in just a moment. I'm going to capitulate the Germans. We'll need to reorganize all my troops to go for a massive push against the Allies. So the Allies, they've entrenched a bit, but they haven't gained an absolute ton of ground, so I still feel relatively good about this. We are now making some pushes through Spain. I've set these guys to get going, and since there is so little supply for the Spanish, I think we'll be able to make our pushes up through here. Once we capitulate Madrid, the Axis will technically fall. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not at war with Japan still. I am. But it'll be something. Switzerland still hasn't been called in despite the fact that they joined the Allies. I don't know if that means we're never going to have to worry about Switzerland. Probably not. I'll need to keep an army nearby just in case at all times. But if we don't ever have to fight Switzerland, you know, I wouldn't complain about that. I'd like to not mess with them. Switzerland, if you stay neutral, I mean, you joined a faction, but if you stay more neutral than you currently are, I'll let you live. Yeah, absolutely, I'll let you live. Almost. Just a few more hours, and we'll find out if this worked. I swear to God, it better have worked. Done. Well, wait. Wait. And the German Reich capitulates immediately because we finished it, and that was it. Okay, and as a result, I gain all of this German land. Now, there's a weird thing going on still over here, and we do have to be concerned about the fact that the Germans do have a new capital. So what we want to do now, just to ensure they don't reorganize, is quickly push up this way to their new capital. Poland exists. Oh, we can't allow that. Let's go ahead and push through all this and just make sure we finish them off. But Germany should have, like, just made all their troops stand down. Well, I say that. Most of their troops stand down. So, we should be able to push up to this point, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, if we can at least surround the capital, we'll make sure that these guys still don't have anything. They lost a lot of ground over here. They lost all their troops over here. And now I'm in a position to reorganize all my forces to go for a major, and I mean major push against the Allies. We need to finish off Spain quickly. And without German reinforcements, that should be pretty easy, as long as we don't let our guard down and let the Allies take me out from behind. All right. I need to end this video here, but that was, that worked. That worked. So, Allies, Spain. If we can just find out how to do that, I'll be able to win this campaign, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask humbly that you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.
All right, let's go ahead and do it.